Have you ever wondered how humanity could let the Holocaust, one of the darkest chapters in human history, occur? This question lingers as we delve into the chilling narrative of the Holocaust, a systematic, state-sponsored genocide orchestrated by Nazi Germany under the ominous shadow of Adolf Hitler during World War II. A horrific era where nearly 6 million Jews were mercilessly stripped of their lives, their dignity, and their history. Adolf Hitler once chillingly asserted, "He who wins the war writes the history." This quote, piercing in its implications, sets the tone for our exploration. It prompts us to question, to investigate, to remember. For history, particularly the darkest of chapters, should not be left solely to the victors to narrate. The Holocaust didn't happen overnight. It was not a spontaneous combustion of hate, but a slow, insidious buildup of prejudice, propaganda, and persecution. So how did it begin? Let's journey back to uncover the origins of this catastrophic event. Imagine a world recovering from the Great Depression and a charismatic leader promising a better future. This was the stage on which Hitler rose to power. In the aftermath of World War I, Germany was a nation in turmoil. The economy was in shambles, unemployment was rampant, and the people were disillusioned. The Treaty of Versailles had left the country crippled with war reparations and a feeling of national humiliation. Amidst this chaos, a beacon of hope emerged in the form of Adolf Hitler. Charismatic and articulate, Hitler tapped into the general discontent, blaming the country's woes on the Jews. His anti-Semitic ideologies found acceptance among the masses, fueled by centuries-old prejudices and stereotypes. Hitler painted a picture of a prosperous, united Germany, free from the perceived Jewish influence. This vision resonated with many Germans, desperate for change and a return to national pride. In 1935, Hitler's government passed the Nuremberg Laws, a set of anti-Semitic laws that stripped Jews of their rights. Jews were no longer German citizens. They couldn't marry non-Jews, hold government jobs, or even own a radio. This was the beginning of a systematic campaign of exclusion and persecution. The acceptance of these laws by the German public marked a chilling turning point. It was a clear sign that Hitler's anti-Semitic ideologies had taken root, setting the stage for a human catastrophe that would shock the conscience of the world. The stage was set for a tragedy of unimaginable scale. In 1942, a conference was held in a Berlin suburb named Wannsee. The topic? The final solution to the Jewish question. This chilling phrase marked a dark turning point in world history. Senior Nazi officials gathered to discuss and coordinate a plan to exterminate the Jews, marking the beginning of the Holocaust. This decision wasn't made in haste or without thought, but rather, it was a calculated strategy to commit genocide on an unprecedented scale. The horrors that unfolded in the wake of the Wannsee Conference are difficult to fathom. Concentration camps such as Auschwitz and Treblinka became factories of death. People were not just killed, they were systematically dehumanized, worked to exhaustion, starved, and then exterminated. The victims were not only Jews but also Roma, disabled individuals, Slavs, political dissidents, and many others deemed undesirable by the Nazi regime. Auschwitz, the largest of the camps, had the capacity to exterminate 2,500 people every hour. In Treblinka, up to 9,000 people could be killed in a single day. The scale of these operations is staggering, but it's important to remember that each number represents a human being, a life cut short. Hitler and his regime used propaganda to conceal the truth. They painted a picture of resettlement and work camps, not extermination centers. They convinced their citizens and the world that they were simply dealing with a Jewish problem, not committing mass murder. The deception was so effective that many people, even some of those being led to the camps, didn't fully grasp the enormity of what was happening until it was too late. As the world waged war, millions were led to their deaths in silence. This was the final solution, a plan so horrific it would leave an indelible scar on human history, serving as a chilling reminder of the depths of human cruelty. By 1945, the world was coming to terms with a horror that was previously inconceivable. The Allied forces pushing their way through Europe were about to uncover the unspeakable atrocities hidden behind the barbed wires of the Nazi concentration camps. As they liberated camp after camp, they were met with scenes of absolute horror. Emaciated survivors, stripped of their humanity, stared back at their liberators with hollow eyes. The ground was littered with the remains of those who never made it, a chilling testament to the scale of the Nazis' final solution. The world watched in disbelief, the images and testimonies shattering any illusion of ignorance. In the wake of this discovery, the call for justice was immediate and resounding. The Nuremberg trials, convened in November 1945, sought to hold those responsible for these crimes accountable. High-ranking Nazi officials, military leaders, and collaborators found themselves in the dock, facing a reckoning for the genocide they had perpetrated. These trials marked a turning point in global justice. They established the precedent for international law, paving the way for the prosecution of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The Nuremberg trials also led to the creation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, a document that aimed to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. Yet the aftermath of the Holocaust was not confined to courtrooms and declarations. The echo of this genocide reverberated through generations, shaping the world in profound ways. It reshaped our understanding of morality, ethics, and the capacity of humans for both extreme cruelty and extraordinary resilience. Survivors, carrying the weight of their experiences, built new lives in new lands. Their stories, passed down through generations, serve as a painful reminder of a history that must never be repeated. The legacy of the Holocaust is etched into our collective memory, a dark chapter that continues to influence global politics, human rights discourse, and cultural narratives. The Holocaust serves as a stark reminder of the depths to which humanity can sink under the influence of hatred and fear. It is a reminder that each of us has a responsibility to stand against hate, to remember the past, and to work tirelessly for a future free from bigotry and violence. In just 12 years, 6 million Jews were systematically murdered. But how do we ensure such a tragedy never repeats? As we reflect, let's not forget the rise of Hitler, the disturbing final solution, and the aftermath of liberation. Remembering the Holocaust is crucial, not just to honor the victims, but to educate others and stand against hate, discrimination in all their forms. In remembering the Holocaust, we honor the victims and arm ourselves against the recurrence of such atrocities.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. That's all for Nifty Narration.